This episode of Capes of Lunatics Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
Nice.
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed the Protector of the Universe, bonded to the energy-transforming quantum bands that were both weapons and symbols of his station, fought an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar.
I feel left out. What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone? Anyway, welcome. That's right, to The Quantum Zone. I am Phil. Joining me as always. No, that's not a bookstore he's sitting in. It's his home.
I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
And once again, survivor of the horror marathon of 2018 is
This is Matt, and I'm not sitting in a video store. This is my home.
last man.
You don't know what a video store is? Well, no.
Go watch the Captain Marvel movie in March.
Yeah. Oh, that got me doing some research because we see the Blockbuster Video and the Captain Marvel trailer.
Mhm.
There is one Blockbuster Video left in the United States, and it's in Oregon.
Oh,
So
it's in Oregon until it's gone.
yeah. Yeah. I guess there's some overseas, but yeah, Oregon's still kicking it with the Blockbuster Video. So there you go. They should have a Captain Marvel premiere there. That'd be cool.
Representing tonight, you know.
One of his 20 Quasar shirts. Man, I still need to get me one of them.
They're awesome.
Hey, well, I'm trying, and I told you guys this a while ago. I had an idea. I have a buddy that is pretty crafty with his designs, and I sent him an idea for a shirt that would basically be for the podcast, but also double as a Quasar shirt to the naked eye. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, I bet you it has that Quasar star like yours has, Will. And I bet you it's going to say the Quantum Zone on it. And guess what? The whole thing's going to be bedazzled. I guarantee you.
It will be. It's actually going to be a T-shirt that fits in a wristband.
Not a ring, just a wristband.
Oh, the Flash, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what bedazzling is, wiki that.
Yes. Oh, okay. You know what? Will is dressed up, so hang on one sec. I'm gonna get a little dressed up too.
Okay.
You get naked on camera?
All right.
A headband.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna get naked for a second.
No.
I thought we were gonna go viral for all the wrong reasons.
I'm usually naked for only a second. So yeah, that works out. Yeah.
Fastest streaker alive.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the podcast.
Makari. Sorry.
Makari.
I'm the Makari of streaking. You know? Yeah.
But anyway, on the podcast, you heard us last week, but we're actually recording this the day after we recorded last episode. So not a lot of news, not much more news, but I did see tonight, I guess Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has been put on hold.
Oh, I hadn't seen that yet.
Yeah, I think I just saw it tonight, like a couple minutes ago. So.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yep. I think between the whole...
the cast has been very hopeful. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well between the whole James Gunn debacle, and I'm sure now Disney's like, Guardians, who needs them? We got X-Men back, we got Fantastic Four.
But they made a lot of money on Guardians 1 and Guardians 2, I mean, a lot.
Yes, and it'll be a drop in the bucket compared to when they have a Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four movie.
Oh man. Do they own the? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, the entire Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity crossover times 10. No, sorry.
I think they basically own the rights to everybody except for, I mean, they have the deal with Sony for Spider-Man, so they don't own Spider-Man fully and like those characters, but everyone else, I think they pretty much have back.
What about Ghost Rider? They have that.
Yeah, that was Fox, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah.
So they should have Ghost Rider back, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they could do a new Fantastic Four movie with Hulk and Ghost Rider and Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Gray Hulk, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the other.
Sure.
That's the other thing I heard. Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead wants to play Johnny Blaze, I guess.
That's an interesting take. He feels too old to me. I mean,
that's what I was thinking too. But I would still buy him before Nick Cage.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
Because he actually does ride motorcycles and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so should we jump into this issue?
Let's do it.
All right, The Crossing Line Part 3 from Avengers 321, late August 1990. By Fabian Nicieza, writer, and Rick Levins, penciler, Chris Ivey, inker, Bill Oakley, letterer, Christy Sheely, colorist, Howard Mackey, editor, and Tom DeFalco, editor-in-chief. All right.
Are they alternating? Because didn't Paul Ryan do the pencils for the last issue, and then I guess Rick Levins did the pencils for the previous issue?
Was it Paul Ryan last issue? I don't think we had Paul Ryan this arc, did we?
Let me check.
I don't remember. I don't know. All right, well, check that while I read. To combat those threats which no single hero can stand against, Earth's mightiest heroes have forged a covenant to unite in battle for the protection of all mankind. Stan Lee presents the Mighty Avengers and the People's Protectorate and Alpha Flight.
Yes, it was Paul Ryan last issue.
Oh, cool. So yeah, this first page, you just get this story like in the middle, a panel in the middle there, because down the sides and down the bottom you get the Avengers, Captain America, Vision, Cersei, Quasar, Stingray, reserve status. They can't even make him a full member for one story arc. Just like reserve
he just
status.
got shot in the back of the head. I mean, come on, man.
I don't should that be the deceased status?
Yeah. Preserved status.
Oh, protected class. People's Protectorate, Red Guardian, Vostok, Phantasma, Crimson Dynamo, and Perun. And as we said at the end of last episode, Alpha Flight has just shown up.
Mm-hmm.
Guardian, Shaman, Box, Puck, and Diamond Lil. Yes, let's pronounce that correctly, gentlemen. Puck.
We have to be careful with that.
As in hockey puck.
Yes.
He is Canadian after all. So.
That's right. The big P on his chest.
Yeah. It's a P stain. Okay.
What?
It's not embroidered. It's a stain.
Stain. Oh man, if they really wanted to play into it, I mean, they never would. But every time he punched anyone, he should just be like, "Puck you." You've been pucked. Anyway, so yes. So last episode, last page, of the main story, Alpha Flight shows up. The Canadian government has authorized control of this situation to Alpha Flight. And Cap says, Vindicator, and she says, it's Guardian now. Another name change. How many people have changed their names in this story?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, track.
Vostok, Guardian, the whole People's Protectorate team has changed their name.
Yeah, the whole name change.
and Cap keeps getting the brunt end of that, He's just trying to refer to people and,
I know. I mean, instead of the Crossing Line, I think this arc should have been called The Artist Formerly Known As.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense that it happens to Cap because he's used to things changing over time, I mean, he came back from the 40s or whatever, so he's used to that. So, yeah.
I was like, damn, I only slept 8 hours last night. Everything changed. He says, very well then, Guardian. We're all here for the same purpose. We want the terrorists who call themselves the Peace Corps. Ugh. Still gets me. Part 3 and still gets me stopped. And we want the Waterwind returned to the British Navy. And Red Guardian. puts his shield up and makes his case. The protectors are responsible for the apprehension of the Soviet military traitors. Boy, he gets impassioned. His English guy really gets cleaned up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And Guardian says, we are empowered to order you out of our country, or you can work with us. Which shall it be? And Crimson Dynamo, the Avengers are renowned and trusted, but we do not know these people. And Cap says, I can vouch for their abilities. Then Vision, I do not doubt their abilities, Captain, but are they experienced enough to assume control over this international incident?
And have they ever been experienced? All right, so Jimi Hendrix. All right, whatever. Sorry. Go on. All right.
And up in the purple haze, Quasar says, Cap, the deadline for the next hostage is almost up. What are we going to do? And Cap says, well. And Guardian says, we deal with the devil and bide for time.
Or we just have Quasar put bubbles around all of them and nobody gets hurt, but whatever, right?
Yeah, but we got to fill this one and 3 more parts. So, Guardian takes off, says, Quasar, Vision, Vostok, and Dynamo form an aerial escort for the Waterwind. We're going to give them the time they need to fix the sub. And is that Vision who says, is that a wise point? Is that wise at this point? It'll also give us time. We need to gather more information and formulate a plan to stop them. And Quasar says, they've already shot Stingray in cold blood. We can't just. And she says, then Guardian says, we aren't just anything. We're doing something that has not been done since this incident began. We're thinking things through.
Very Canadian. Very Canadian.
Yes. We're real mellow. I mean, of course, coming from the country now that has legal weed.
Yeah.
She yells down, Waterwind, you have been granted temporary asylum for the purpose of repairing your vessel. The conditions of this asylum will be negated should another hostage be injured. Understood? And the terrorist says, still holding the smoking gun in his hand, I am speaking for the
people.
especially
if they're injured. Especially if they're injured to the back of the head with a gun. I mean, come on. It's injured as though taking it lightly, right?
Yeah. Your conditions are understood and agreed upon. And Guardian says, we will escort you to a birthing facility. And Box? He says,
oh, that's okay. Sorry, go on.
What?
A birthing
the name?
facility. No, I don't know. A birthing facility, and then he says, Box is very immature. Okay, go on. Sorry.
Giving me
Think outside the box. Think outside the box.
Giving me contractions, Kona.
Is Quasar going to be the midwife? Let's just talk about it.
Again? He has experience.
Again? That's like we haven't got that far yet, though, have we?
I birthed an extra dimensional. Now I'm going to birth a submarine. He says, Box says, yeah, Heather, I read you. What's up? And she says, put me on an intercom system. Gotcha. Everyone, follow Box to the loading dock warehouse above the shipping yards. We'll set up an HQ there. And she says, Captain, we counted 6 terrorists and dozens of hostages. There could be more below decks that we're not aware of, but at least it gives us a framework. That's when Red Guardian says, have Vostok perform magnetic resonance imaging scan of vessel's interior. And she says, copy that. Smart move, Red Guardian. She says, Vostok, MRI on the Waterwind. Let's see what they have inside that thing. He says, understood and processing. The rest of you, get over to that warehouse. And, all right, in Russian, Perun says, pushy female. And Red Guardian says, certainly the women of the West are far different from our own, but in some ways, don't you find that rather refreshing? And Diamond Lil says, I like to give those commies a refreshing punch in. And Box says, lighten up, Lil. So I guess they speak Russian.
I guess so.
Because they seem to follow the conversation along.
Maybe Quasar taught them. Quasar taught them a little Russian, from last time.
Oh, that's right.
Box. This was yesterday. Come on, guys. Work.
I know. What do you mean? It was last week. All right.
Oh yeah, it was last week. It was 7 days ago. Yeah.
So they all take off for the warehouse, and then look out, Wrath of the Black Manta. Oh look, we got an actual game for the NES.
Oh, they're still kicking. Yeah.
That's right.
And it's as seen at the Nintendo World Championships. Wow.
Ooh.
Is that from like the movie The Wizard? Remember that? The debut
Oh,
of
the
Margot
power
Robbie?
glove.
Yeah.
That's right. Keep ringing that bell, Kona. We're all old men here. Keep reminding
All
them.
right. Yeah. I play TurboGrafx 16. I don't play NES. Come on.
Get off my lawn. No.
He's like, I know the video games.
Yeah.
All right,
Nintendo.
so everyone seems to take off except for Captain America, who's like staring into the sunset. He's thinking, I had heard of her husband's return. It doesn't seem to have adversely affected her, though. If anything, Guardian seems to have grown in her role as leader of Alpha. Perhaps Alpha's presence is exactly what we needed. So far, the teams representing the world's so-called superpowers have spent most of their time tripping over each other. I'm not surprised, though. I am disappointed. I had always hoped the world's heroes could work together in a way the world's nations haven't.
Yeah, this is really setting up for what they do in 326, right? The whole United Nations Charter and all that stuff.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
For Avengers.
Well, we'll get to that. Not 326 itself, but when this Quasar show up, 329 or something.
I think so, yeah.
When they set the roster and everything, yeah. All right, so back on the sub, 16 hours, 48 minutes, and counting.
Hey, wait. We went to 15, up to 17. Now we're back to 16. Is that the way that works?
I guess it's going back down, yeah.
Okay.
And then one of the terrorists says, what's this? A flattened bullet? Ilyich, did you miss the American when you shot him? Man, are you still instigating me? Strakov, I found the bullet on the deck. And the British trader's like, well, the bloke's still alive. No one noticed. He ain't bleeding. And the one of the terrorists says, perhaps the bullet could not penetrate the American hero's pressurized costume. And it makes no difference now that they have met our demands. And the other one thinks we weaken our resolve at every turn. Speaking of, turn the page. Unless you do want to buy a subscription to the Nickelodeon magazine. All right. So back in the sub, the trader says, I'll escort these chaps to their quarters, and you folks work on making our bloody ransom demand. Literally could get bloody. Very well, Allison, and maintain a guard on them. I'll have you relieved shortly. And they go back to speaking Russian. He still believes we are doing this for the money. I'm beginning to think we have lost sight of why we are doing this, comrade. Don't be such a lout. He does what comes naturally to him, Mendev. The real problem now is that these heroes will never allow us to take this vessel into New York Harbor. I assume they are merely allowing us the pretense of repairing our vessel in order to prepare an assault. Big Russian name is right, sir. It is what I would do. Then we must prepare to make our final stand right here and right now. Will the message be the same? After all, destroying Newfoundland does not carry the same amount of international impact as would the destruction of New York. Okay, Osama, settle down. Agreed, but the fact that Canada will become directly involved could help precipitate the conflict we desire. Mendev, you must begin to properly prepare the warheads for our needs. We will draw lots to determine who is chosen. We see a launch sequence start, and all the doors open. For the nukes, implementing our final solution now may be the only chance we have of succeeding, and the only hope this world has of seeing the next century will be to destroy it in this one. But then meanwhile, they show the sub berth next to the warehouse, and it doesn't look like anything's going on. It's just sitting there.
The
water wind is berthed while in an empty warehouse above them. 14 superhumans try to find a way to stop the terrorist threat. 13 hours, 12 minutes, and counting.
And on a side note, look at that pathetic conference table. They need to
I know. Puny little rectangle. They're checking out schematics of the sub. Guardian saying this remains the quickest access route. Dynamo, also most dangerous. And Cap says, Dynamo's right, Guardian. What about portals 13 and 14? Vision, it would require us to traverse half the length of the vessel to reach either the terrorists or the hostages. And Shaman, we'll have to make a choice as to which is more important. Between the information provided by Vostok scans and the schematics we've received from British intelligence, we now know everything we need about the water wind. Red Guardian, we still don't know why. They make no demands. They do not ask for money. They are too unpredictable. We must be equally so. And the voice of reason, our boy Quasar, what about the people of Newfoundland? If we act rashly now, we may as well be sentencing them to death. And Phantasma says there are worse fates to be sentenced to, youth.
Everybody
Really?
calls Quasar, kind of boy, youth. I don't know why. I mean,
it's
youngin.
the cheekbones. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Or the headbands.
It's got to be the headband.
I mean, look at Matt,
Matt,
man.
yeah.
The headband takes like 10 years off, man.
Yeah, got to be it.
He could walk right into. He could walk right into that teen section of the library right now. No one would bat an eye.
No problem.
That's for you. That's for your long-time listeners.
Deep cut. I like it.
So now we start getting heavy. Voss talk. Perhaps now an acceptable casualty rate must be decided upon. And Vision says that would be a logical course of action.
Oh man, these two guys, they're like Data and Lore. Come on.
Even Mr. Data would not. Even Data wouldn't go this far.
Yeah.
No.
Lore, of course, but not Data.
Yeah.
And Shaman says, I find the supposition that a minimum amount of people should be expected to die to ensure our success is reprehensible. Cap says, I agree with Shaman. Why must we continue to approach this as an all or nothing situation? Guardian, are you suggesting we prepare for both contingencies? Cap, a small interdiction team to infiltrate and incapacitate the terrorists while the others evacuate the civilians. I agree that we can't let the Waterwind leave this harbor in open sea. We lose all of our current advantages. What are your recommendations for this interdiction team, which I'm assuming is Guardian asking that since all we see is the wall of the warehouse?
Yeah.
Cap says, myself, Vostok, and Box because of their mechanical manipulative abilities, Vision for his stealth capabilities, and Puck due to his size and his experience in such matters. We need someone little. Cap, it's a tight unit. And Red Guardian says, add me to this also. The men responsible are Soviets. I am a symbol of Soviet people. I am responsible for their capture. And Cersei says, this is not a petty national border. This is not about petty national borders or honor. Guardian, there's too much at stake here for personal pride to dictate our actions. And Guardian says, there is other reason Vostok's information to show me one of Peace Corps is named Ilyich Prokvich, and I have been his friend since childhood.
Dun, 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 dun.
There we go. Nice drop.
Thank you. Cap says, all right, Red Guardian, you're in. Then he thinks to himself, and this way I can keep an eye on you. See, kids, if you're reading along, this is what was called a thought bubble.
Yeah.
They really don't see those anymore. They usually just do like a text box above someone's head. That's,
Yeah.
No more dark clouds above your head, people. So Box says, I'm taking a holographic pics of the sub schematics. I can call up the visual anytime we need to. And Guardian, smooth, Madison. Are you ready, Captain? As we'll ever be. All right. But meanwhile, the devastated undersea kingdom of Atlantis, 11 hours, 7 minutes, and counting. And you didn't think we were just going to leave the Atlanteans like that after last issue, did you? Again and again, they do this to us. We act upon them and they crush us. They act upon us and still they crush us. How long must our land be subjected to the whims of surface dwellers? How long will they continue to despoil our seas and flagrantly transgress our borders with their weapons of war? It has gone on for decades now. Tell me, Tyrak, what can a handful of exhausted soldiers do about it if our entire armies failed? Rano, in your old age, you forget. They invade us with their very weapon, which could lead to their destruction. They were fighting over that submarine. Why? Let us launch a communications probe and find out, shall we? And we see it sailing through the water. It surfaces, hits the sky. The squark has not improved. The hijacked British nuclear submarine Waterman remains in dry dock in St. John's. It is as a Tyrek thought. The vessel was stolen and is berthed in Newfoundland. Let's go crush them. No, Orca, this is not about crushing. It's not. No, it is about helping them crush themselves. We will play the game of the surface nations. We will cause the nuclear weapons on that vessel to detonate while it is still on the surface. Onward to a glorious victory. Yeah, because that'll have no effect on your precious ocean. Okay.
Not at all. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
That's right. Oh, and look, once again, just like last issue, the same bonk ad. So
Bonk is back, as well as the Atlanteans.
2 weeks in a row, more bonk for your buck. All right. Meanwhile, back in the Blay of Placentia, 10 hours, 20 minutes, and counting. And
Birth pain, Placentia, we got it all.
Yeah.
This issue is a labor of love.
Nice.
So we get one lone Russian guard outside the sub. Sure, you stand guard, Christian. You go out there with one rifle and hold off a dozen superhumans. He's thinking, so nervous. I could. And must hear a noise because his head whips around. And we see someone speaking Russian. Pardon me, son, but could you direct me to the closest unconscious man? Oh, never mind. I just found him as Puck jumps up and kicks him in the face. You've been Puck, son!
Pretty good vertical there. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Puck right in the goal. And Red Guardian says, "You speak Russian?" And he says, "With more eloquence than you, I might add." Cap's like, they can't only have one guard. And Vostok says, "It is not unfeasible to believe they do not have the necessary complement to defend the exterior of the vessel. Remember, they had not anticipated a dry dock situation. Also note the hatch is locked." And Cap's like, "One to guard the exterior, one to guard the hostages, 4 to fix the sub. At least now we know where they are. Don't force the hatch. Quiet's the key, Viz." And Vision's like, "I may remind you, Captain, my complete appellation is Vision. I will return momentarily." And Cap's thinking to himself, it's almost as if he were having a contest with Vostok, because he could be the least human. What's really inside that synthetic mind of his? Below decks is now devoid of activity within a 30-meter radius. You know what? I'm thinking, they always played this like, oh, is he really emotionless now, or is he just like playing up that act? But
yeah,
maybe it's self-preservation, because he used emotions and like he almost like took control of the world and they ripped them apart for it. So maybe he's like, oh, maybe I better dial back, my abilities and my emotions. Make them think they killed me. All right, so Cap says, "Let's move out, people. Keep it tight. Keep it calm." Then Bach says, Cap. Could be I should cut down on the sweets, because it looks like a giant transformer standing on the sub. I don't know how it's still afloat. I mean, box looks pretty big. And Cap's like, "Quite honestly, Box, I hadn't even considered this." Okay, I haven't read Alpha Flight in a while, but I mean, and we even see, like, Box says, "Don't sweat it. I'll just transform myself into a submersible and scoop out the stitch from underwater." Like, he can manipulate the suit. Because it's like a guy who get in there. It's not like a robot. It's a guy who can manipulate the suit. Couldn't he make himself a smaller suit?
I don't
the
know.
man's not a tailor.
He's a metal man.
Don't meddle in his business, okay? He wants a big suit. I wore bigger clothes in the 90s too, so.
So you're saying the suit's not fluid, so it's Metal Gear Solid?
Oh.
I am saying that.
So he transforms himself into like another little sub and goes. And as the rest of them start entering the sub, Vision and Pocket look like they're taking out the guards. This one was monitoring all communication systems when I first entered. And Cap's like, "That's 2 down, 4 to go then." And Puck's like, "We have to make sure the hostages are still alive. Why wait, eh? Life's too short for that." Ah, yes, we got our Canadian eh?
Yeah.
And Cap's like, at his size, he can handle these corridors far better than we can. because Puck enters where the trader's holding the rest of the British crew hostage. They're still yelling at him. Hey, Allenson, you bloody traitor! How much did it take to turn you, mate? He's like, sawed on it. What? And Pucks takes him down. I think it's time to give these boys their chance. Though I'm sure they'd like to whack you more than once. Another Unlike the Russians who call themselves comrade every 2 seconds.
Yeah, every 2 seconds. Yeah,
every page, Puck has threw in an
Yeah.
And another terrorist has been pocked. Then Cap says 3 down. The rest will know we're here. Puck, take these sailors topside. And we see gunfire. Did you hear? Yes, we cannot leave now. We have almost completed the work. All right. And another terrorist says, no problem, really. We were all planning to die on this vessel anyway, right? What difference does a few hours make? And as his gun starts transforming into a plant, it's Vostok. Perhaps recreating your weapon of war into a symbol of peace will show you the error of your ways. And as Red Guardian kicks him in the face, or maybe not. Cap says, Vision, Vostok, you're the fastest. Scout ahead quickly. They know we're here now. And Vostok, logically, I would anticipate they have gone to the missile control room. Vision, knowing they had no real means of hope of escape, the docking facilities, the nuclear warheads would be their last bargaining tool. Red Guardian, we are here. Is quiet. Cap, too quiet to coin a phrase. Red Guardian, pardon. And Vision, we had best proceed with great caution. Cap, what is it? Vision, it would appear that we have been, until now, a very complicated dilemma has developed into yet another intriguing new facet, as Vostok explains. The 2 remaining members of the terrorist insurgency have biologically attached themselves to the missile control console, because it looks like there's all kinds of wires going to their head and their chest and everything. Vostok. In essence, we find ourselves confronting 2 men whose sole desire has been to start a 3rd world war, and they have turned themselves into living nuclear arsenals. To be continued.
Yeah. Or it kind of looks like Craven going as Weapon X for Halloween. I don't know.
How dare you, bub? All right, so we get to our next Avengers crew backup story, Mother of Invention. Remember, Mother of Invention. All right, so almost half of the first sublevel beneath the Avengers' newly refurbished headquarters complex will be occupied by laboratory facilities. One of these laboratories has been set aside for the exclusive use of the Avengers' resident boy inventor and all-around technical whiz, Fabian Stankiewicz. So, of course, Mark Wade's story.
Grunwald, not Wade.
Oh, sorry. Been a long day. Mark Grunwald, of course. I'm staring right at it. Grunwald. Pencils, Jim Reddington. Inks, Mikey Ritter. Letters, Ed LR. Colors, Joe Rosas. And what does this look like? The foreman saying, so you want us to stack these crates in any particular order? Fabian, no, just put them anywhere. I lost my packing slip for the lots. I'm going to have to go through them all. Yeah, this place is so pristine. I don't know how I'm going to stand to work here. The guy's like, whatever you say. Who thinks that? Oh, the place is too clean. I don't know how I'll work here. I like filth. And the foreman guy says, you want any help unloading these? And Fabian, no thanks. You could loan me that crowbar, though. Thanks. And the foreman, excuse me, Mr. Stankiewicz. Have you seen Mr. O'Brien today? I have some questions only he can answer. He says, bummer. Nope. Haven't seen him since he skipped breakfast this morning. Well, we saw him last issue. Is he dead? So Fabian's opening a crate. Let's see what we have. Now let's see here. What mechanical masterwork did I stuff into this crate? Oh, wow. Of all the things it could be, the Meccano Marauder, the first suit of armor I ever built. Man, just holding this hunk of junk bring back the memories. winning the New York lottery, converting the garage into a machine shop, dropping $5 million on high-grade steel and microchips. What a feeling I had back then. Like I was ready to lick the world. We tell our children, don't lick. Just don't.
Just don't.
The world is dirty. Don't lick it, dude. So he says, what I do? I tried to lick the world. Starting with the ever mighty Avengers, challenging them to fight me 3 times, once on network TV, no less. Wasn't that when they were on Letterman?
I think it was.
I think so.
I think so.
Which did you see? I guess they're in homage to that. Was in January maybe. The new West Coast Avengers. I think it's issue 4. Written by
Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, written by Kelly Thompson, who we'll be talking to in January. She's gonna have the new West Coast Avengers on Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Because of course
Jimmy Kimmel Live.
And of course he's on ABC, owned by Disney. So
gotcha. Yeah. I have the Avengers on Letterman one. I picked that up on
I have that too,
a binge lately, so that's a good one.
It wasn't even like the main team, was it? Because it was like
I don't think so.
It was like assistant editors month.
Assistant editors month, yeah, exactly.
It was like Wonder Man, wasn't it? Like Wonder Man, the Beast, Hawkeye.
Yeah,
which makes sense because that was when Letterman was a secondary show. It was like 12:35, not the 11:35 main show.
After Carson, yeah.
Is that 2:38? I think
2:39 maybe.
2:39. Let's see if I can find that.
You know what? I haven't pulled this trick in a while. Yeah, let me see if I can. Pull it up on Google or something and put it on.
2:39.
Okay.
Looks like Wonder Man, Black Panther on the cover anyway. And they're all turned around backwards. So, let's see. Oh yes. Oh, this is when Hawkeye and Mockingbird come back after his limited series, which is pretty awesome. Vision is still comatose-ish with getting ready to take over the world, whatever.
Yeah, let's try this. Because I brought up an info page with the picture. Where's my screen share? There we go. Let's see. There we go.
Yep, that's right. It's definitely it's Fabian.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one right there.
Can you see that? Beast, Black Panther, Black Widow, Hawkeye.
Oh yeah.
Vision, Wonder Man, Star Fox.
That's very West Coast Avengers heavy there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hawkeye and Wonder Man. Yeah.
And this was right before, because Vision is the one that kind of kicked off the West Coast Avengers stuff, right? So
because wasn't that another thing when didn't Gyrick come in and say that you can only have so many members? So
yeah, I think so. Yeah, so West Coast Avengers didn't exist at this point. Wow, that takes me back.
Yeah. Supporting characters: David Letterman, Paul Schaefer. Antagonist: Fabian Stankiewicz. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Late Night of the Superstars. Good Lord. All right. Let me get out of this screen share. Okay. So that was Avengers 239. This was 321, so not quite 100 issues, but getting close.
Yeah.
What a robot's rump I was. Spending 6 months in the slam. 6 months in the juvie slammer cured me of wanting to be a supervillain, that's for sure. I sure am lucky. Cap forgave my youthful escapades and offered me a staff job. Don't know where I'd be now otherwise. As is, I'll probably never live down the Meccano Marauder. I've got the lowest security clearance of anybody in this place. It's a wonder I even have a bathroom. You need a bathroom pass?
High security.
Hey, I just thought of something. The authorities impounded all my Meccano Marauder suits. I didn't pack them. How in the world did they, as the helmet seemed to fly on his head? Hey, who's the wise guy? Get this thing off of me. O'Brien, if you're playing a trick on me again, I swear I'm gonna tell on you. I'm gonna tell Cap on you. Yes, he literally says, I'll tell Cap on you. The armor just flew onto me, clamped around me all by itself. This can't be a practical joke, but then what is it? Oh, criminy, my arms are lifting against my will. Who's controlling this thing? And then we see a blast. No, my repulsors. I just blew apart every single crate of stuff I have. Scorched up the lab walls, something fierce. Oh man, Cap is going to kill me. He's going to kick me out for sure. Got to get out of this thing, but I can't. Then we hear a voice. Such a mess, Frankie. Some things never change. And he's like, who the heck calls me by that name? And she says, don't you recognize your own mother? He's like, Mama? And no way, you can't be my mom. My mom died when I was just a baby. And she said, that's what your oaf of a father told you. Figures. Truth is, I left you and your father right after your first birthday. I couldn't take you two anymore. You always crying and clinging. Your father always screaming and hitting. After all these years, I decided to look you up, and what do I find? That you turn out to be just the pig your father was. That's not true. Dad isn't like that. He doesn't hit much, only when he's been drinking. Well, Frankie, it is nice to know that I was justified in abandoning you. Goodbye. Ma, don't go. You're wrong about me. I turned out okay. Really, I'm working for the Avengers. And, Ma, please, as he reaches out his hand. Don't. And then you see a repulsor blast hit her from behind. Ma, no, I didn't do it. It was the suit. The suit. So, once again.
Oh, wait. We got to have a drop. There we go. Yeah.
Next, Fear of Fire. Can't remember, but I think that might be Peggy Carter. I think that is. Because supposedly Sharon died from fire, but
didn't really.
Give it a couple more years. Yeah. She gets brought back by Mark Waid. There you go.
There you go. There's where Waid comes in. You're right. Yes. You were just subconsciously setting that up for later. Yeah, awesome.
Subconsciously getting ahead of myself. All right. So what else? So what did we learn from this issue?
That Quasar could have solved it in like 60 seconds flat, like 3 issues ago. But
But meanwhile, he's evacuating people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't teach security officers at Pegasus hostage negotiations, I guess.
Yeah. Well, he's the only one that seems to care that Stingray's apparently dead, right?
Yeah, for all they know, he's dead.
We can't worry about that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, why get? He should have. If no one else would listen, he could have told Guardian, "Yeah, I can bubble up that whole ship."
I could do it now. Like, we'll do it together, okay?
I can drop it in this empty dimension, or I can lift it in the orbit and draw and jump it to Saturn or something.
Yeah.
Or Mars with the Blood Brothers, bring it over there.
Yeah. Give them a little surprise for the beating that they gave him.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like this issue featured a lot more Alpha Flight and a little bit of the secondary Avengers characters. I mean, look, if you look at the opening page, there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of people to deal with, and it even featured more of the People's Protectorate. So it was really a little bit of Quasar. He's big, got like a line in or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say he only got like 1 or 2 lines. Yeah,
but I mean,
shouting to Cap instead of making a quantum megaphone again, and
But I mean, all the characters kind of got some moments, and their characterization was, they seemed pretty true to their characters. Cap is Cap, and Puck says a lot. So
like they said, even with Stingray supposedly quote unquote dead, there were still 14 of them.
True.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good question. I know you have other things to talk about when you interview Fabian, but if you want to ask him to dip back into this a little bit, maybe we could put a clip in the podcast, not to give you more work to edit, but like dealing with all those characters. I mean, that's
I guarantee
6-part story. I know he probably won't remember, but
I guarantee you, I'll even be like, hey, you want to join us in the next episode or 2? Because we're talking one of your stories. I guarantee he'll be like, I don't remember that.
It was a while ago.
My favorite line from the interview like if you listen to it, I'm sure you heard it. Like when we started, I was like, "Oh yeah, tonight we're talking to Deadpool's dad because him and Rob Liefeld created Deadpool." I said, this is Deadpool's dad," and he goes, "Yeah, Rob's his mom."
Nice.
Yeah.
So, anything else? Oh, are you guys enjoying the trade?
Oh yes, it's awesome. Still awesome. Hang on.
You said the extras are good.
I was kind of hoping for like there was a write-in. Oh, where was it? There was a write-in in one issue of Quasar where you could get the everything you ever wanted to know about the quantum bands.
Oh,
that Mark Grunwald had written for editors and other people that wanted to use Quasar. And it may have been after this, though. Hang on a second. I
remember you sharing that with us. You sent
Yeah.
that to us early on in the podcast beginning.
But I was kind of hoping they would print that in this since they didn't do it in the first issue. But I mean, they haven't yet. So
I was going to say they didn't like publish that as its own thing or anything, or
no, it was you wrote in. It was a letter column thing, and in the letter column of I will find it right now.
That's right, Quantum Zone what is it?
QuantumZone.org. Yeah.
QuantumZone.org.
Let's see. Everything there is to know about Quasar's quantum bands. Let's see. Oh, come on. I didn't put where that was from. I suck. All right. I've got a PDF out there of it that you can download that I scanned in. It's actually just regular typed paper, and he, just typed it all up to give to him. Let's see. Let's go to issue info.
So yeah, you can find that. You can find lots of art on there. QuantumZone.org.
Yep. 28. It's not 28.
So I was gonna say, if you're listening to the Quantum Zone podcast, you definitely be interested in this website.
Yeah, we've got a lot of good stuff out there. There's even like the interview that was published in the first trade that the editors did with Wendell Vaughn. I reproduced that out there too, so you can read that if you want.
I told you, I swear, I think it could have been as early as like late 90s, early 2000s. I swear I visited the QuantumZone.org.
It's been out there for quite a while.
Yeah. It's just so weird.
Well, the weird thing is I started it. I think it went online early 96. And then it wasn't very long after that is when Mark Grunwald died, which was, a pretty sad day. But I'm not finding it. I'll do some research.
Okay.
Because I wrote it down, and I'll try to get it updated.
I was gonna say, send if you got a link or anything, even the quantum where it's at on QuantumZone.org. I'll put in the show notes because we have some time before this goes up. So.
All right, cool. I'll hit you with it in just a little bit then. Awesome. But yes, this is awesome. I have literally waited decades for this. It's a thing of beauty. It's awesome. Now I guess we're gonna have to set our sights higher. I'm thinking Quasar Omnibus. What do you guys think?
That would be nice. What, with all 60?
I don't think they could get 60 in it. We'd have to have 2 volumes.
Okay.
First half, second half, maybe.
30 and 30.
30 and 30, yeah. Does that sound good to you guys?
I mean, wouldn't they just do the second, like the remainder after the issues after this trade, since they've already published the classic in this?
It's got to be hardcover, man. Got to be hardcover.
Oh, true. Yeah,
although I'm trying to remember, there's like there was for the Invincible series, Robert Kirkman series. They did omnibuses. I think they got like 40 some in there. So I was gonna say you could still do 2 volumes of Quasar and put some like
extras and everything. Yeah,
Avengers issues and that Marvel Comics Presents and
Avengers annual issue. Yeah,
yeah,
all of those things. You could probably. You might even be. Are we gonna do the Cosmic Powers story? Cosmic Powers Unlimited, the Star Masters. I mean, that's post Quasar 60. That's way down the line.
I think that's that's like the last ones I have on the list. And then once we get there, we'll
Yeah, that was the plan. I mean, it's kind of sad reading the last few issues of Letters because they were kind of, they knew that they were getting canceled. So they were like, how do people feel about him doing a team comic? And then, it just had that real short run, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I have them. I'd be down to talk about it,
Oh, yeah.
Well, cool.
Definitely. We'll get there eventually, but yeah, we got to get through that.
Yeah, that's far away.
Were you about to say, I don't know, January?
I knew it was coming. January in the mystery. There, you can have your cigarette now. January in the mystery.
Yeah. Looking forward.
January is the mystery.
Nice.
I have a cup too.
I
have an Avengers cup in the other room, but
which you can read in Quasar, Cosmos, and Collision that came out from Amazon this week and comic shops a couple weeks ago, I believe. So,
yeah. You know what? Yeah. I was gonna say we want this to happen, but people have to buy this to show that there's demand. So listen,
that's right.
I'm gonna extend my free comic mail offer. So if you send a picture, if you post it on our Facebook or our Twitter or whatever, you can't really post it on our Instagram, but of a picture of you holding the new trade, and send us your address, I will mail you one of the still Quasar and Spider-Man Marvel team-ups that I have left.
And how about a picture of you holding it somewhere other than in the comic book store?
Yeah.
Yes. No doing that. And maybe hold it up in front of your computer screen where you're leaving a review of our podcast.
Perfect.
Yeah.
CL side Capes of Lunatics Sidekicks on iTunes. Leave that there. So all right, there's a lot of work, but I'll reward it. I haven't pushed that promo for a while. So
that's true.
We'll see a bunch of 5-star reviews just on iTunes that say, I did this so Conan will send me a comic book.
Yeah.
Hey, as long as it's 5 stars, we're down
exactly
with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe put a little more thought into the review, but I like it. Whatever.
Yeah, please.
I'll do it.
Oh, and I just reminded me, Phil, behind you, you've got some Funkos, right?
Yes.
How cool would a Quasar Funko be? I mean, come
on. That would be. I would definitely have to get that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very good. There's a new trend of people making their own Funkos. They're pretty good at it. The ones that I've seen of Funkos that aren't available. So if anyone is very crafty or has a 3D printer, perhaps maybe you can make that happen.
Yeah, maybe.
Very cool.
We'll have to discuss some commerce. An exchange of money for goods and services.
Make it happen. I'm just offering to send you comic books for you supporting a huge corporation so they could make more money off of us in the long run. So
that's right. Marvel and Disney don't make enough money, people.
No, they have it real tough.
So poor.
But no, how about a Funko? I mean, I know I'm shooting big here, but how about a Funko set with 4 different Quasars, each in the different costumes, 4 or 5? Yeah,
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be really awesome. I mean, yeah, we could do the whole set. Just start out with Marvel Boy, Man.
Everything from the Marvel Man costume to that god awful one from Annihilation. Yes.
Yeah, the one where we're not sure how he walks because he would probably, stab himself. Just
I'm sorry. Yeah. Did my shoulder take your eye out?
Wait, I got to turn around. Oh, my eye. Sorry.
All right. Anything else?
I think we're good.
All right. So the call has been issued. We need. Can
I take my headband off now? Yeah.
Wait! Don't take it off yet. Hold on.
Oh wait, no, he's already got it up. Well, Matt, that aged you, man. Oh wait, hey, now you're looking young again.
We're gonna get a striptease going, get our numbers up.
Yeah. Well, I'd be playing a different funky song if you made those Funkos. Won't you take me to Funko Town?
Nice.
That's a stretch. That's a stretch right there.
but it works.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'll get you the link. I'll get you the link for the show notes for the everything you want to know about the quantum.
Awesome. And somebody send us some Quasar Funkos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do it. Make them.
Hey, if you want to make some money off it, well, I don't know if you're not Disney, you can't make money off them. I was gonna say we could always show them on YouTube and be like, hey, look what you can buy, but no, we can't unless it's Disney. Hey, Disney,
make some Funkos, Disney.
Yes. But if you're not Disney, just make some and send them to us.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I haven't thought about this for years, but my favorite part of one of my favorite parts about Wizard magazine was when people took action figures and they made action figures that didn't exist out of existing ones.
Yes.
You know, make some new Quasars because we only have one, right? We only have that one representation that I know of. Besides in that Marvel game that is a pain to find because you don't know what you're getting in the box, and I didn't get it when I bought mine. So
wow, look at my Quasar and its kung fu grip.
That's right.
Quasar has adamantium claws. They're quantum claws, though.
Wow, I wonder what figure you used to make that.
Yeah.
I wonder if you could repaint a Superman.
I think I've seen somebody do that.
Really?
Yeah,
nice thick curl Quasar.
The 90s long hair Superman, you know, after
it came back to life.
Yeah. Mullet man, yeah.
Mullet Superman, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I wonder if there's an archive of Wizard figures that have been redone, but you know, I don't know.
Probably.
We'll see. Yeah. That's the internet.
Yeah, ask the internet.
All right. Is that it?
All right.
That's it. I'll get you the link out, and I think we're good.
All our wishful thinking. So anyway, if you have any comments, questions about these issues, or you can slip us some Funkos under the table, email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, facebook.com/quantumzonepod, and remember, follow our exclusive Quantum Zone group on Facebook also. Let you know when you can watch us live at Quantum Zone Pod and at CL Sidekicks on Twitter. Follow CL Sidekicks on Instagram and the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And Will, where can people get a hold of you and purchase some of those books on your bookcase?
Funny enough, you should mention that. I can be reached via Twitter at Walred. That's WALLRED, and also same thing for Gmail. You can find me at diaryofnight.com, which is my self-published book, which is, I don't know, you guys haven't seen this, but this is the hardcover.
Ooh.
Silver foil. It's got a bookmark in
Nice.
it, too. It's awesome. I'm very happy with
built-in bookmark. Nice.
That's right.
Not bedazzled, but it's pretty nice.
Not bedazzled level, but it's okay, yeah. So yeah, you can find me at diaryofnight.com and quantumzone.org, which will have the show notes. We'll have the link to everything you wanted to know about Quasar's quantum bands.
All right, YouTube celebrity, the Bedazzler. Where can people get a hold of you?
The Halloween Bedazzler.
Yeah. We got to talk about, I mean, maybe it won't make the podcast, but maybe we'll do a special one about Quasar, who guest appeared in several Dazzler issues, and then we can talk about it. But, you can find all the entire month archived of Yale Matt Recap Halloween horror movies on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, iTunes. Yale Matt Recap. I have no brain cells left. Look it up. See what we're doing as a follow-up. It's still up in the air, but we'll see. I have one thought. I don't know if she would like it, and they're a little bit harder to find, but it would be really cool to do like every superhero movie, starting with like the first one, and even dig into little Howard the Duck, and but we'll see. I don't know. That'd be a bit tough, but
that'll last you a while. Oh, that would.
We need a big budget to get some of like that old Spider-Man and old Captain America and dig deep for some of them, but we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I think I don't know how much you want to spend, but if you get that that DC Universe app, I think most of their old DC movies are on there. So.
That's cool. That's good to know. Yeah.
All right. So everyone, this has been the Quantum Zone in the middle of our international incident. And
next episode, all in Russian.
Yet. 14 superheroes will, I think, will come 15 once again.
Oh, I just sent you the link in our group, so you got that. I'm going to figure out which issue it was the write-in for. I haven't found that yet. So,
all right. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, check the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
And join us next time for Avengers 322, The Crossing Line Part 4.
We're still crossing that line.
And what are we counting down to?
I don't know.
The Avengers and Alpha Flight couldn't possibly let someone detonate nuclear warheads, could they? Well, join us next time to find out, Quantum Zoners. And remember, keep it quantum.